Coming up on this week's edition of the Met Report, our women's soccer team tries to keep a streak going as they took on Colorado School of Mines. Kellen Stone will fill us in.
We'll bring you student reactions to round one of the presidential debates.
And find out how to best manage your time during this busy semester. All this and more coming up next.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Met Report. I'm Paula Ruelas.
And I'm Jeffrey Will. Last week we told you that there were 56 bike thefts on campus in 2012. This week we'll show you some tips on keeping your bike safe.
Bicycles are the main mode of transportation for many Auraria students. With 62 bikes stolen this semester alone, we caught up with Detective Sergeant Mullender for some helpful hints on keeping your bike safe.
We always recommend they go through the frame and connect it to the bicycle rack itself, because we have had people, connect their bike tire to the rack, and somebody will just use the quick disconnects, take the tire, or take the bike and leave the tire.
Officer Mullender shows us how quickly a thick cable lock can be cut through, whereas a U-lock is more secure and, unlike other types of locks, are unable to be cut through. U-locks are the most recommended locks for students and for anyone who owns a bike for that matter. U-locks are available here on the campus at the bookstore for around $28.
A lot of students buy cable locks because they're fairly inexpensive, but the problem is they're a bunch of thin wires that are wound together, and with a pair of bolt cutters or even wire snips, in about 3 to 5 seconds they will cut that lock and steal the bike.
Keep your bike safe. In addition to using a U-lock, writing down your bike's serial number and having a picture of your bike is often helpful should your bike be stolen.
Without a serial number, your chances are almost none. And out of 10 bicycles this year with serial numbers, we've been able to recover 7 for the victims.
All you Roadrunners out there, show your school spirit by supporting your Metro State clubs and athletic teams. Earn Roadrunner Rewards points for attending Metro State games and even sharing likes on Facebook. Points can be cashed in for Roadrunner Rewards gear such as iPods, gift cards, hoodies, and the chance to win a free iPad. For more information and to see how many total points are needed for each prize, visit GoMetroState.com and click on the Support the Roadrunners and Roadrunner Rewards tab.
Whether you're awaiting graduation or simply want a better prepare yourself for the business world, it's worth checking out the workshops here at Auraria campus. Offered by Career Services, some of the workshops include resume writing, job search skills, and job link orientation. Held in Tivoli Student Union 215, the workshops are free to both students and alumni. You can sign up 2 days in advance on joblink.com, or more information, the dates and times, look for msudenver.edu and search Career Services.
Are you having a hard time with school? Too busy to do well? Well, many students in our campus have to juggle their jobs, internships, and other activities in order to ensure they're ready for class exams and tests. Marigon Mizani spoke to some of our students to find out their secret on how to manage time effectively.
With midterms right around the corner, many of us students have the same problem: time management. With most of MSU Denver students having either a full-time or a part-time job or other commitments including internships and extracurricular activities while attending classes, managing your time can be a challenge.
I need to know ahead of time, like when dates are due, because if they tell me like a day in advance, like, hey, you have something due, like I can't do it. So I have to know ahead of time. That way I can make a plan.
Students around our campus seem to agree that in order to succeed, there has to be a balance of fun and work. Most of us also think that the first step to effective time management is to know and understand your class syllabus.
Just know when your midterms are and then schedule stuff from there. If you have a big project due like the day before your final or something, or midterm, whatever, make sure you schedule yourself out correctly. And it's like, make sure you keep track of time and don't get lost and all this stuff. Just stay focused on your task and you'll be fine.
In addition, students can always utilize computer labs and the library as resources for studying venues or completing their schoolwork while getting ready for exams.
It's real important just because you'll lose track in the schoolwork.
Whatever your major, just ensure yourself enough time for homework, studies, but also make sure to have fun. For the Met Report, Marigon Mizani.
There's a controversial amendment on the ballot in Colorado this November. that will determine whether or not marijuana will be or will not be legal in the state. Amendment 64, or the Regulate Marijuana Like Alcohol Act of 2012, asks voters if they should be able to purchase, possess, and grow marijuana, as well as to allow hemp to be used for industrial purposes. Colorado has already a medical marijuana law in place that allows people with medical conditions to grow and use with a license. If the amendment passes, Colorado will be the first state ever to legalize marijuana. The Met Report went out on the campus this week to see who was in favor or not. Here's what they had to say.
Do you think marijuana should be legal in Colorado?
I absolutely think it should.
I do.
Definitely.
I do.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
I do. It's like a huge chunk of like revenue that the government is just missing out on.
I don't know if revenues by itself would be enough to justify it.
My primary argument for the legalization is that it is a lot less harmful for your body in a biological sense than alcohol is.
I think it's a lot healthier than alcohol.
I don't know, people think it's a gateway drug.
Oh, I think people are just scared of marijuana.
Because we've been conditioned to think that it's such a bad thing, and it's really not.
I think it would be good for the economy because you could tax the living daylights out of it.
If you tax something, you're going to bring in revenue, and I think people will be very surprised about how much money it will bring in.
Many students did not want to appear on camera, yet we did not find a single person who opposed the amendment. Voters will decide to pass or not to pass the amendment in November.
The U.S. Department of State was on campus this past Wednesday discussing current and upcoming job positions within the organization. According to their website, the purpose of the Department of State is to shape and sustain a peaceful, prosperous, just, and democratic world. About 20 students gathered in Tivoli Room 542 on Wednesday to hear Representative Steve Maloney speak about possible job positions. Maloney informed students that the department is seeking diversity of all different kinds and would like people from all different backgrounds. Maloney also emphasized the need for positions in public diplomacy. If you missed the meeting but are interested in possible job positions within the Department of State, email Maloney at maloney@state.gov.
You haven't yet seen the theater department's production of Hair, you still do have a chance to catch it. There are 3 more shows left on the calendar: tonight, tomorrow at 7:30, and Sunday, October 7th at 3:30. General admission is $20 and $15 for students and seniors. MSU students with a valid ID can get a free ticket by reservation only. If you are looking for something more affordable, you could always check out the Guitar Celeb Kickoff featuring Roland Dylans. The concert is also at the King Center and will be free and open to the public. The concert is at 7:30 tonight. So many things going on here at the campus this week.
I know, I can't believe Hair's almost over. I'm going to have to go see it tomorrow.
Definitely can't miss it.
Coming up after the break, our volleyball team took part in a 5-set thriller that went down to the wire.
Also, our very own Karen Vega sat down with Miss Colorado USA.
And last week, Denver was the site for the first debate for the race to the White House, and the Met Report tells you all about the festivities. But before we go, Ashley Busta brings you your 7-day forecast.
Today, mostly cloudy, high of 50, low of 35. Saturday, mostly cloudy, high of 45, low of 27, with a 60% chance of rain or snow overnight. Sunday, high of 55, low of 35. Monday, partly cloudy, high of 68, low in the mid-40s. Tuesday, partly cloudy, high of 70, lows in the upper 30s. Wednesday, partly cloudy, high of 65, low of 40. Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 72, lows in the lower 50s.
Realize that anything is possible. Keep your eyes on the prize.
When you're at your weakest point, grace can rise up and pull you out.
So I felt like I was filling a void. Even when I'm faced with difficult situations, I can always find something to smile about.
Little simple ways. I mean, there's really lots of things you can plug into.
Welcome back. Some of you may have heard that President Obama and Governor Romney were in town this week, and the Met Report was there to cover it.
Hi, this is Ben Hanbender.
And Dave Reiser.
And we're here at the University of Denver for the first debate in the 2012 presidential campaign.
Not only is the debate happening here, but also put on by the University Debate Fest, which is where we are. Let's take a look at what we've seen today.
I heard there's a debate on campus.
Yes, we heard that
I heard. So I was in the neighborhood. I thought I'd drop by and hang out with the students.
Ranging from Issue Alley, live music, protesters, and many individuals showing their patriotism and support for the democratic process.
Debate Fest is a confluence between great local rock and roll and the political future of our nation. Every 4 years, there's more at stake, right? This country's bigger. We play a bigger role in the world. I would ask kids everywhere, you know, if you're not registered, get your neighbor, your roommate, your buddy to register, and then vote.
We asked Mayor Michael Hancock what he was looking forward to in the debates.
Just a good spirited conversation, very candid conversation about, you know, the visions to move America forward, particularly on the domestic issues that are very important. People want to know about jobs. They want to see these candidates meet them where they are, and they address the issues that matter most to them right now. So I expect that to happen tonight.
Debate Fest included several large viewing screens for those to watch the first presidential debate. While the temperatures were cold, the debate was heated, and the entire community of Denver was ready to listen.
While there may not be a clear winner from tonight's presidential debate,
it is pretty apparent that with all the activity going on here today, the college vote will be heard in the Mile High City.
With that, I'm Ben Hanbender. This is Dave Reisner with the Met Report.
Thanks, Ben and Dave. It sure is great to see Colorado getting national attention again in 2012. Look for the next two debates on October 11th and 16th.
After the debate, everyone had their own opinions about which candidate did better. With the big topic on education being used during the debate, Metro students have their own opinions. Peter Aragon has more.
The University of Denver was the site for the beginning of the end in the race to the White House. Both candidates talked about many topics. A big one for students was education, but not all were happy about the responses.
In the past year, cuts to education have been at the top list of his priorities. Suddenly, the new Mitt Romney saying things that were very similar to what President Obama has been doing and saying for years.
Really didn't see any sort of benefit for either the, going with Obama or Romney's plan on education, and maybe because they don't have a plan.
Out of everything else, did students hear what they wanted to hear from President Barack Obama and Governor Mitt Romney?
I never really heard much about Obamacare, but Mitt made some good points that Obamacare is costing us more, and I feel like Obama is pushing more for government control over our Medicare.
And I feel like that within the campaigns, they've done a really almost too good of a job of kind of overloading the media with their rhetoric about that.
So ultimately, in the end, who do students think won?
I think in the end, the more presidential debater was President Obama.
Surprisingly, Romney did a great job.
I don't know. I was kind of leaning toward Obama at the beginning, but now I'm right in the middle.
This debate might have just been a sample of what is to come down the home stretch of the election season, so stick here to the Met Report for all the coverage on the debate. Peter Aragon, the Met Report.
The November elections are less than 1 month away, and many candidates are hitting the campaign trail heavy, especially those candidates running for the Colorado Senate and House. The Met Report recently attended a debate on jobs and the economy. Asa Peda brings you the scoop.
Two of the hottest races in this year's election in Colorado are for Senate District 26 and House District 3. The candidates running in these districts recently attended a forum on jobs in the economy hosted by the South Metro Denver Chamber of Commerce. The debate gave candidates an opportunity to reveal their plans to grow the local economy and create jobs and prosperity in South Metro Denver. Senator Linda Newell, who introduced and helped pass a bill to help Colorado's film production industry, is being challenged by Dave Kerber, who recognizes Colorado's huge potential in the oil and gas industries. Representative Daniel Kagan, who introduced the Skills for Jobs Act to help lower the unemployment rate, is being challenged by Brian Watson, a commercial real estate developer who believes industries are too overregulated. Candidates were asked to explain their position on and offer solutions to important issues, including improving the job climate, the privatization of insurance, the regulatory environment, and education reform.
Businesses know that top-notch employees want to live in Colorado. You can't raise taxes in the middle of a recession. You just can't do it.
I envision Colorado being the Silicon Valley of the environmental and energy industry.
I am a big proponent of early childhood education because that is the greatest ROI that we have in the state.
The Met Report wishes the best of luck to all candidates running for office. For the Met Report, I'm Asa Peda.
New information was unveiled Friday, September 28th, as more documents in the James Holmes case was released to the public. As many already know, Holmes opened fire in a movie theater last July, wounding 58 people and killing 12, and he is facing 152 different charges. The documents made public last Friday accumulated more questions than answered. It was revealed that Holmes had threatened a professor prior to the theater shooting, and at the same time was actually banned from the university property. They also claim that the defense attorneys notified the university 3 days after the shooting to report that Holmes had mailed a package to the school, which contained a notebook that had descriptions of violent attacks. Questions arose after the documents were made public as to why the campus didn't report Holmes' his actions to authorities. Many questions still linger in the air as the investigation continues.
This weekend is the annual Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure, and Sunday marks the 20th race of this event. The event aims at getting rid of breast cancer, and registration ends the morning of the race. You can also volunteer as an individual or a group. Those opportunities range from handing food and water to runners to hanging banners along the race course. The event is held at the Pepsi Center and begins at 7 a.m. You can go to www.komendenver.org for more information and to obtain registration forms.
Many parents are going to be looking for new activities to keep their kids occupied. One possible event is the Balistreri Vineyards Children's Grape Stomping event. On Sunday, October 14th, the event is for the Balistreri upcoming Little Feet Merlot and will be held in Tagawa Gardens in Centennial from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. and is free to all attendees. Parents will have the opportunity to pre-purchase wine their children helped stomp, and Balistreri Vineyards will also be donating a portion of the proceeds to the Children's Hospital Colorado Foundation. Visit balistrerivineyards.com/events for more information.
Another fun-filled family event is the Chipotle Cultivate Festival that will take place on October 8th. The event sponsors all of your local favorites from farms, microbreweries, and even local bands. All of Chipotle's famous burritos will be made from local ingredients, and there will be plenty of activities for the kiddos as well. The festival will take place at City Park and will go on all day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Denver is putting its fashionable foot forward for Colorado Fashion Week. This year's event focuses on the innovative presentation of top, emerging, and established designers, fashion brands, labels, and boutiques. CFW says the fashion industry presence in Colorado on the rise, but there is still a lot of work that the greater local professional fashion industry needs in order for the fully come into its own. Most events took place at the Sewell Ballroom and will continue through Saturday. For a full schedule of events, visit www.coloradofashionweek.com.
Wow.
The Little Feet Merlot sounds like it's a fun activity.
Yeah, a lot of things going on this October. I'm especially looking forward to the next two presidential debates.
Oh, can't wait. Coming up after the break, Leka Bryant fills us in on everything that's coming up on the Mile High City, the streets of Hollywood, in entertainment.